Hello everybody, welcome to Tarot and the Star. I will be doing a ghost reading, and this is for the pre-Halloween show. And this will be on Vlad the Impaler, better known as Dracula. Now, we know that Vlad impaled men, women, and children, 20,000 people estimated. And he was in constant battles with the Ottomans. He died in 1476 at the age of 43 years old. What's interesting is that in his own country, he is known as more of a hero. People, they have a statue of Vlad in his own country. So we know him as, Dracula, the person that killed a bunch of people, but his own people look at him in a different manner. So it'd be interesting to see, what Vlad has to say. I'm curious to see if he killed people just to kill them, or if it was, there was a purpose behind it. It could have been a military purpose for all we know. It could have been maybe the people he killed were enemies. We have no idea, right? This was a long time ago. And what's written, we can't always go off of what's written, because, we're coming to find out that some things that are written, as I do these ghost boxes, these people are coming out and saying something else, right? A good example of that is if you look at the episode on ancient Egypt and Cleopatra, you find out that, she's saying it wasn't just her that poisoned herself, but rather, her whole entourage of people were poisoned with her, because of this. And then she also, had a big play to do with the killing of Caesar. So, and she's saying that in the ghost box, right? Now, let's find out what Vlad has to say. Because when I look at his photo, he looks like somebody that is military to me. He looks like somebody that would kill people because he has to do it out of a military strategy. But then he also looks like somebody that would also help the people. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this. So let's see what we get. Spirit guides. We would like to speak to somebody that can translate or come through for Vlad the Impaler. If Vlad can come through and speak to us in English, that would be great. We just want to know a little bit more about Vlad. We read about what's written in the history books about him, but we don't really know who Vlad the person is, Can you tell us a little bit more about Vlad the Impaler 3? Was he a good person? Was he evil? Was he military? What was going on with him? Guides. We are looking for the man they called Vlad the Impaler, number 3. He was born in 1431, and he was living in Romania at the time. Can you tell us if Vlad killed 20,000 people on the stake unnecessarily? Spirit guides, we are trying to learn more about the man they call Vlad the Impaler, who was living in the 1400s in Wallachian, Romania. Can you tell us if Vlad, exactly how did Vlad grow up? Why did he become so ruthful and military in his way of thinking? Vlad the Impaler, I don't know if you know, I mean, now we have different things in our world. We have modern items. We have, you know, where you could look at a wall and you could see moving images, and it shows a kind of like a play. You know, from your time you would understand, you've seen plays. In our modern time, we have what would look like a play, and it could be projected on a wall, but we have a device that we project it onto called a TV. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this to you, Vlad, is because there's a lot of plays that would be modernized in our time where they depict you as an evil mercenary, and they depict you as a bad person that was unnecessarily killing people on the stake. And I wanted to, quite frankly, understand you a little bit better. Were you just an evil mercenary? I mean, would you consider yourself as that? Or would you say, you know, do you have other words to describe who you were as a person? Because we're trying to understand you a bit better. Vlad the Impaler, there are people in your country, in Romania, that appreciate you, and they have statue for you in Romania, and they look at you as a hero. Did you do a lot of things for the people in Romania? Vlad the Impaler, we understand that you were in a battle with the Ottomans, and they are saying in history books that you were beheaded and your head was delivered to another king. Can you clarify this? Did this happen in real life? Vlad the Impaler, is there any last messages that you want to provide to us in which we can understand you as a person better? We don't quite know too much about you. Thank you so much for coming through, Vlad the Impaler, to speak with us today so we can learn a little bit about you and how you lived in Romania so long ago. We don't have much information on that, so we appreciate that you came through to talk to us today. I am going to say goodbye to you, Vlad the Impaler, and I'm going to say goodbye to your spirit guides or any spirits that are discussing on your behalf. I'm going to end the session and say goodbye to you all. Thank you and goodbye. And for those of you still watching Tarot and the Star, it's just interesting to find out a little bit more history. I mean, we are coming up to Halloween, but just to find out a little bit of history about this person that they call Vlad the Impaler. We do know that he killed a lot of people. We don't really understand his method or logic or reasoning. In history books it's written that he killed men, women, and children. I do not doubt that. But the reasoning behind it is what I'm uncertain of, because, I don't know if it was enemies he killed, if there was reasoning behind that. Did he kill, were these people from his town he killed, and, he didn't want them to be taken by the enemy type of thing? Because that also happened a long time ago, where, kings would kill their own people because they don't want them to be taken by the enemy, and it's not necessarily that they're trying to be ruthless or killers, but it's more that they think that in the hands of the enemy it would be so much more worse, like torture. So, oftentimes they would kill their own people just to save them from torture and even embarrassment, and to provide respectability to them, because they're dying by the hands of their own king rather than a foreigner. So sometimes that happened back then. So we'll see what Vlad has to say on this ghost box reading. Thank you so much, and I appreciate every single one of you. Until the next time, bye now.